Yo, Kaspa family, with all the development and drama going down, where do I think Kaspa is going to head for 2025? Okay, 2025. I mean, end of 2025, just about the start of 2026. That's where this estimate is for. So, first off, let's look on the micro time frame, and then let's head our way up to the macro so we see a better picture of where we're headed for the end of 2025. So, here we are back at 9 cents. So, I mean, the chart is holding up really, really well. I said in my last video, 9 cents was a perfect buying opportunity. That's where I also bought pretty heavy. And I also took advantage of these support levels at 8.5 cents and 8 cents. So I also mentioned that it can, down here, it can drop down to 8.5 cents. I see support as well as low as 8 cents while still maintaining this strong macro uptrend. It doesn't still discredit the fact that it could technically drop down to like 6.6 cents. It's still, would hit the bottom of the Bollinger, but I think that's behind us. We're going to have to see as well how Bitcoin plays out. And we just check across the markets, and it's just holding up really, really well, not just for Kaspa, but also these altcoins. I mean, gosh, you even look at Dogecoin, and it's like they all have this macro support level. You see that it's currently in a macro uptrend. Now, that's what we love to see. I mean, Bitcoin is pretty obvious. This whole bull cycle has been focused on Bitcoin. It is the Bitcoin dominant cycle right now. So these altcoins still haven't had the chance to see, their full potential. And we take it over to TradingView. So I mean, this is some like really interesting chart for Kaspa. But let's first look at, here's the altcoin market cap excluding Bitcoin. Again, you see this really massive uptrend. So yes, there's a little bit of room to fall, but I think we've already seen that bottom right here, and now we're moving up. Now, this is also in a very interesting chart. Now, this takes the entire altcoin market cap dividing by the entire market cap of crypto. So what this does, it shows the valuation of every single crypto with respect to Bitcoin. So right now we are undervalued. This is basically seeing like the altcoin market with respect to Bitcoin. Is it altcoin season? No, it is at the bottom. This is where you buy Kaspa. Okay, Kaspa is the leader of altcoins because I mean, Kaspa is not an altcoin. It is literally the upgrade of Bitcoin. It is the upgrade of Ethereum. It is the upgrade of Solana. It is the upgrade of crypto. So you want the best altcoin? Well, buy the best coin. That is Kaspa. So buy Kaspa right now. Gain even greater exposure to Kaspa with its meme coins. Nacho, Kango, go down the list. Those are how do you maximize your exposure to Kaspa? Do that now, because look, we are going to enter an altcoin season very shortly. I think it can be the next 3 months. So look at this. This is the 3-month chart. Now we're at a bottom. We're about to hit the low bandwidth. Okay, when you hit this low bandwidth, that's like a trigger for a great buying opportunity. It's extremely undervalued, and it's not just like a 3-month chart. You look at the 6-month. And it's like, it's been on this uptrend. So yeah, there's not much data, but you see in the past 10 years, it's creating this very strong uptrend that it's going to continue. Especially with, Kaspa is going to take over a lot of this crypto dominance. Ethereum, these coins, they're doing exceedingly well. Now, Kaspa is going to bring crypto to a whole golden age. So there's a lot of room for Kaspa to grow in the next, and I think it's going to see the bottom in the next 3 months. It could see the bottom right now, but basically it could consolidate for the next 3 months. It could even hit down to this low Bollinger, and what this means is that Bitcoin it'll lose its dominance with respect to the rest of the crypto market. It's extremely bullish for Kaspa and for altcoins. We even look at altcoins with respect to gold, and again, very undervalued. So here, let's take it over to Kaspa right now. So this is a really interesting chart. Okay, this is a Fibonacci retracement. I don't use it very often, but it's interesting. Okay, so you see, looking at it from the bottom, it creates these like levels, and these levels are interesting. There's mathematics behind the creation of this retracement. But you see down at the very low, the very macro low, 5.2 cents. What's the next level? Boom, it reached it, and you see where the close of the monthly chart. You see this type of support, and here it is right now. Still, 9 cents is the next support level from the all-time low. What's the next support level? And that's where it hit about right here, and that's around 11 cents. Yeah, basically 11 cents. What's the next one? You got 13 cents. So these are just levels that it seems to be following pretty accurately. And it also follows not just like with this Fibonacci retracement, but you also see with again, the bandwidth, the macro bandwidth. The bandwidth is based on moving averages. So you see the low Bollinger, again, it's at like the all-time low. The middle is again at this 0.5, this halfway point in the retracement. So everything kind of like adds up, okay? And what's the next point from this 13 cents? You got about 15 cents. Then you got 18 cents. So these are even things, support levels that people have in their mind. They look back in the past and where has Kaspa seen resistance and support, and it's all about at these same levels. So again, up here around the 20-cent mark, that is going to be a very important place to break. So where could Kaspa head at the end of 2025, heading into 2026, early 2026? So let's take a look. Let's just zoom out a little bit and see the potential. Okay, the potential for Kaspa after it breaks its macro all-time high of 20 cents. It could take it all the way up to first, after 20 cents, 30 cents. After that breaks, around 50 cents, and then 60 cents, and then all the way up to 70 cents. So I very much think that end of 2025, the start of 2026, we could see 70 cents for Kaspa. That's my prediction. Very bullish prediction. It is asking for a lot, but I think we can see it powered by smart contracts. And it's not just this Fibonacci retracement that says it, that hints toward the possibility with these levels, but also let's take a look at all right, people that don't believe in the power law, you could just skip this part, but the power law is a very interesting trend. And it's not just the power law. You look at even the rainbow chart. Now, these things also say the same picture, about 70 cents. So I put it to 1/1/2026, the start of the new year, and resistance, 66 cents. That's just about at the 70-cent mark. And the 70-cent mark, it's like we see this type of 70%. A lot of people want to hit that dollar, and so people are going to be selling a little before. So where's the point before? It's around that 70, around the 70 mark. I saw this also with Dogecoin when it was trying to hit $1, but it stopped at 70 cents. And you see this across a lot of different assets. 70 cents is definitely like it's a place for people to buy, for people to sell a little earlier before that massive target of $1. Again, here with the rainbow chart, we look to 2026, just the start of it, and we see $1. And we go down a little bit, and there it is, around the 70-cent mark. It's a very fair estimate with this type of setup, this model. So various models are hinting toward the same 70-cent mark, which, it could go up to $1. So I think $1 is definitely like the next macro move for Kaspa. Am I going to sell at $1? Absolutely not. I'm not going to sell at $1. Are you kidding me? That's where institutions are going to be loading up. They're going to be loading up at 70 cents, $1, and it's going to consolidate there for a lot of time. Yeah, there could be a nice drawback, a nice period of consolidation where it falls back down. Who knows? Down to 70 cent, down to 50 cent. But that's just the cycle that it wants to take, and people are going to be selling and trying to like time these bear and bull cycles. But the thing is, Kaspa is not like any other crypto, and with its emission schedule, it very well might not play out like the typical 4-year bear and bull cycle. Like even Bitcoin right now, it's experiencing massive global institutional adoption. So is it going to see the same cycles of 4 years and everything? Absolutely not. I mean, right now you even see that it's not even playing out like a typical cycle. again, what I really like to see on the daily, it's seeing a nice, very healthy consolidation. Very interesting. And we take it over back to this is Kraken, and it shows some really cool. Even look at Solana. Okay, let's take it to like the, I don't know, 4 hours. You see this? It's really basically bottomed out right here. Could have fall back a little bit, perhaps, and from there it's just going to keep going up. It might have to, might just retest this recent high of 175, that type of thing. We're gonna have to see. Even for like Dogecoin, it's just so perfectly valued. Like, it's just a bottom. Okay, we had that explosive growth, and now a retest that didn't go all the way back down. Why? Because the moving averages are going up. This is very bullish. It didn't just drop down to here, it went up. So now it brings the averages up. It means there's a lot of buying pressure. So that keeps the floor, it rises the floor. That's why we saw this. And for Ethereum, like, the fact that it hasn't dropped shows how much money is just inflowing. There's so much. Okay, take a look at this. Supply shock incoming for Ethereum. Like, this is pretty crazy. The amount of Ethereum on exchanges is basically at an all-time low. You look at it across, yeah, I mean, it's from 2020. It's going to be a supply shock. And what happens with the supply shock is that there's not enough Ethereum on the exchanges to feed the demand. So as the Ethereum leaves exchanges, there's just less. It becomes a supply shock, a short squeeze. Call it what you want, but the price is going to boom. And let's take a look at some other bookmarks. This is also very interesting. We see this not just with Bitcoin, but also with Kaspa. It follows the same deal with Bitcoin. Like, you got the 10 plus over 10K Bitcoin whales. Those are the people who have been selling while the price continues to increase. Who's selling? It's those people that bought for $0 to $700 and they held for 8 to 16 years. Those are the people that are selling, just like with Kaspa Analytics. Just like with Bitcoin, with the 10K plus Bitcoin wallets are the ones that are selling. For Kaspa, it is the ones that are holding 1 million, around 1 million plus. Okay, but then we look at 100K plus, continuing to accumulate to even 10 million plus. Like, this recent downtrend wasn't caused by the 10 million plus wallets. Because they just accumulated. It's 100 million. They haven't been selling. Even, billion is barely even a metric, but 100K, that's just how it is. It's the redistribution of Kaspa. So it's like, yeah, a lot fewer people are holding a million. A lot more people are trying to get this 100K. So if you haven't gotten 100K Kaspa yet, really do your best to try to accumulate 100K Kaspa, because that's going to be it's going to be the new 1 million. Okay, 1 million was the absolute goal for the longest period of time. And that goal is going to quickly become 100K. And it really is currently 100K. If you can reach 100K, that's incredible, that amount. You see that 100K is going to, when Kaspa hits $10, boom, you hit a million bucks. That's crazy. And that's absolutely going to happen. It's just a matter of time. This is a fair launch project. There's no VCs, pumping the price, getting in with their billions early in and just dumping on retail. No, this is fair launched, and it has to be organic growth. That's why it takes longer. But the growth, the reward is much better. So it's worth it. A daily chart, it's very much a low. It's going to hit back up here around 10 cent, even up as much as 11 cent, and it may have to consolidate around there. But again, we look at the 3-day chart, and it just shows the larger picture where we are in an uptrend, and it's going to just continuing to move up. Like, we look at, of course, across all these coins, all these altcoins, and you have to understand that this is the start of the bull run. I 100% believe that this is the start. Okay, I mean, just look at historically, like, what has happened. It may take time, like, but the bottom was in. Now we're going to have to see maybe consolidation. It's going to keep growing and growing and growing and then blast off. That's how it works. So with Kaspa, it's even more, it's like there's a lot of money on the line for these big institutions, because they can't load up so much. It even took the wallet number, what's that wallet number? Wallet number 2. So long to accumulate so much Kaspa. It's taken it over a year. So Kaspa hasn't been consolidating for an entire year as well. Is it a coincidence? I don't know. But they've been using that whole year, that whole consolidation period to load up, and it's been following excellent analysis from crypto proselyte. Proselyte. I don't know how to say it, but he's a legend. Okay, Kaspa legend, and it follows an R squared score of 90, almost 98%. Like, dang, man. Um, so the buying pressure from these institutions, like they can only buy so much before there's also a supply shock. Okay, I mean, just take a look at Solana right now. Like, dang, I mean, I'm definitely not bullish on Solana with respect to Kaspa, but look at this chart. You already know what's going to happen. It's going to blast off. It's a consolidating on a macro uptrend. This is very strong. Not just Solana, Ethereum as well. People have been loading up smart money, bought this dip, and the trend is pointing up. The buy pressure is increasing. Uptrend is there. So yeah, this is the opportunity to load up on Kaspa, to load up not just on Kaspa, on the daily time frame, but for the macro time frame as well with its meme coins. Like, with the whole drama going down with Shy, like, dang, this is an excellent opportunity to buy Nacho. Even look at Kango right now as well. I mean, this is the place where you buy heavy. You buy into this fear, you buy into the doubt, and that's where you make good money, not right now, but long term. Let's take a look at some more posts. Like, dang, that the whole Shy thing going down is really unfortunate, but like it just, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, honestly. Like, people want to make this whole drama thing. The devs, they don't know where they're trying to like make Caspa the most decentralized, like marketing wise. So the leadership, the way it's run, the way it's everything, they're trying to keep it really decentralized, and they don't like the fact that the Shy said some comment like saying that yes, it is ready to onboard all of crypto. Shy just said it like as like whatever, like is a little bit of like a degen post kind of, or who knows and who cares? Shy is entitled to his own opinions, so as well as anyone else. Whether and Shy has never said he was core Caspa. Like, he'd always said he's a researcher. He never even said he's a core developer. Shy's a researcher. So at the end of the day, like, he's an educator, just like anyone else. He's not core Caspa. So I mean, some misinterpretation, some miscommunication there. And early on in the days, I also thought maybe he was core team, and that just gives the impression for other people, and I guess maybe it gives the wrong impression. So, the fact that Shy is kind of like leaving, he's departing Caspa, but he's going to still continue with his educational content on YouTube. He really does love Caspa. He's not selling. I mean, what could that mean for Nacho? Like, I mean, I helped write this too. I helped write this whole like description thing. It says core dev. What are they going to do with that? Honestly, they should probably remove this core dev thing. But at the end of the day, Nacho's the cat of Shy Borski. Is he a core dev? No, he's more so like a Caspa educator. Does that ruin the whole narrative for Nacho? No, I mean, Nacho's still the first, but it kind of like takes a chunk out of the fact that it's the developer's cat. Well, okay, it's still the first and largest meme coin on Caspa, fair launch and all that. So it did take a little bit of a hit. Maybe that caused like the most recent sell off in Nacho. But you have to look long term. It has some really great utility. Moonbound, it's going to be earning, the Nacho NFTs will be earning passive income as this gains adoption, like a pumped up fund for Caspa. Kango, they're also just doing incredibly. Like, look at this animation, look at this artwork. They keep grinding, and this is the type of stuff that it's just perfect and beautiful marketing of Kaspa. There it is, Bitcoin. It's just so funny. Bitcoin people so slow. He came over to Kaspa, took his lemonade. When life gives you lemons, you sell them for Kaspa. That's just fire. And if Kango doesn't make a game, and I'm gonna be very upset. Like, they better be making it a game. When smart contracts release, I'm gonna really try to push them to like invest in making a game as well, because they have the whole artwork down. Like, just make a game, make a lemonade stand game. But either way, like this is just the marketing, the degen marketing that's going to power Kango to the billions without any doubt. So this is where you have to understand the conviction and not just like what you're investing in, but why you're investing in it. This is Kaspa, okay? So Kaspa, its meme coins will reach billions. The top two meme coins on Kaspa are gonna reach multi-billions. That's a fact. Kaspa is also gonna reach 100 billion, 200 billion plus market cap very reasonably in the next, if not this bull run, then the next one. But like, this coming bull run, it can absolutely reach 100 billion market cap. I 100% believe that. I mean, that's even what other altcoins like Cardona, whatever you want to, however you say it, Solana, back in the day, that's what they did. They had a massive run, took them to 100 billion market cap. So if they can do it, could Kaspa do it? Absolutely. We're gonna have to see, when that plays out. I think it's currently in the start of this macro massive bull run, the very very start. Okay, why? Well, just take a look. Take a look at these bottoms here. Like this was the bottom. Now this is the start. It's going to be consolidating, and then it's going to retest, and it's going to blast off to an all-time high. Absolutely do believe that. It's going to take time. So you got to keep your conviction. Understand where Kaspa's headed long term. Understand that everything that Kaspa developed and is developing with this, even smart contracts and everything that comes from it, MEV resistance, it solves so much of the problems of crypto. Here, I have some more bookmarks, like this, for example. This is a really great post. Captain Sats, another legend of Kaspa. So here, let's just take a look. This is something, a post that Shy wrote. I don't know when, probably a while back. But there is no coin that achieves what Kaspa does. Period. Fact. That's it. Kaspa is the only proof of work that can scale down confirmation time. It's the only proof of work. Now, it's important to understand proof of work. What's this? Proof of work is the most secure a crypto network, and just any network in the world could ever be. You can't get more secure than a proof of work. You can't get higher security than a 51% tolerance. You can't. 51. If attacker needs 51% of the entire hash rate, hashing power of the entire network, you can't get more secure than proof of work. This is the security of Bitcoin. Okay, so but the confirmation times, scaling down confirmation times, this is the amount of time you need to wait for your transaction to be secure. Now, if you could actually scale this down, it doesn't just make it so much faster, but it also makes it more secure if you wait a longer confirmation time. So Kaspa is not just improving the scalability of all of crypto and competing with, so it's improving, vastly improving proof of work, but it's now also competing with proof of stake. So that's a concept that, let's take a look down. So this is the only technology that can provide security and decentralization while a proof of work, while providing reactiveness and throughput previously believed to be reserved for proof of stake. So proof of stake, like everyone had thought that, okay, you have to use proof of stake if you want to be actually scalable. No. That's why Ethereum went from proof of work to proof of stake, because they thought that was the only solution. Wrong. Because you got Hashdag, you got Shy, you got these legends and Kaspa that proved them wrong. Even Jonathan knew that this could happen. He knew even 12 years ago that he could scale proof of work with the DAG architecture. He knew that 12 years ago. I mean, he co-authored the paper, something with like money on trees or something like that. He said, who's joining me with the ride? I'm going to make proof of work 100 BPS on 100 blocks per second on proof of work. He said that how many years ago? 4 years ago? I don't know. But he knew that because the research proves that it can happen. So now you just have to implement it. That's why DAGNITE is going to be such a game changer. It's already proven, okay? A lot of people don't understand it. They haven't read it, but it's proven on math, on paper. So now they're going to have to implement it, and they're going to implement it likely this year. So that's why I think 2025, we're going to see that, 70-cent Kaspa, $1 Kaspa. And 2026, now that is going to be the golden year for Kaspa, in my opinion. That's where we're going to see, I think, up to $10. That's going to be the explosive growth powered by DAGNITE, powered by all the smart contract adoption that we can very well see. So, so it took time, it took years for Solana, Sui, Base, for all these different, new coins and networks to gain adoption. It just took years, like about 2 years. So 2 years of smart contracts on Kaspa, it's going to be, Kaspa's going to reach the top 5, in my opinion. By then, we could see the total crypto market cap again reach an all-time high. So the value of Kaspa by then could very well hit 250 billion market cap, 500 billion market cap. What does that take? What does that do for the price? Oh my gosh, that's like $10 to $25 per Kaspa. So yeah, I mean, if you don't see the bigger picture here, MEV resistance, nothing is currently MEV resistant. Everything has their attempts to be MEV resistant, but nothing can truly be MEV resistant like Kaspa with its block DAG architecture. So what does Ethereum do? Let's take a look here. Yeah, so Ethereum, they have a tool like Flash bots to organize MEV. Okay, let's just break it down real quick. MEV is my maximal extractable value. This is what, front running people, validators or miners, bleeds users silently. Like things get ahead of you, front run your transactions. They reorder, or miners reorder. That little bit of extra money it bleeds billions, hundreds of billions of dollars, even trillions of dollars. Like, this is a lot of money out of the entire crypto ecosystem, constantly bleeding. And so Ethereum, they have this to reduce risks, proposer-based builder separation, but it still exists and it gives power to the few, not decentralized, not the solution. Solana, MEV is routed through private relays. Okay, it's less visible, but is not gone. Again, not the solution, not the final solution. Kaspa changes everything. It's not just a band-aid or a patch for MEV, built to make it unprofitable in the first place. This is the solution. High block rate every second. Well, yeah, every 0.1 second now. So bots don't have time to exploit delays. Parallel block production. There's a multi-leader consensus, a DAG created in parallel, multi-leader. No single leader controls the whole transaction order. There's no queue to cut the line. No global tip. The block DAG doesn't rely on global tipping. Multiple blocks can be created, referenced simultaneously, reduces competition bottleneck. Result, Kaspa wins. That's the result. MEV, latency, scalability, security. Kaspa was built in. Yep, pretty much. By having competition and transaction inclusion with reverse auctions. This is it's huge, okay? This doesn't just solve the problem in crypto, but it solves the problem in every single asset of the world. The stock market has such a problem with MEV. Kaspa is going to be the solution for the stock market. You know how much money is traded on the stock market? They're good. This is what technology is made for, okay? To implement these solutions into existing infrastructure. So what's going to happen long term is that the money of the world is going to be using the rails of Kaspa to prevent MEV, to have such secure, fast transactions. Everything's going to be running on Kaspa, man. This is insane. A lot of people just looking, oh my gosh, it's already June and it's not even the bull run. Like, people are worried, like, what's going to happen in 2025? And here I'm saying, like, a prediction of 70 cents. But you have to look big picture. Big picture is not 70 cents. It's $70. That's the big picture. And that's the picture that I'm going to HODL for. And I really hope you do as well. Yeah, sure. I mean, I'll take a little, some profits along the way, but you have to have your long-term conviction as well. Hold your moon bag, because you have to understand that Kaspa is the solution for all currencies of the world and all data networks of the world. And especially with AI becoming more and more prevalent every single year, these AI agents, these AI networks are going to want to use the most efficient network possible, the most secure, the fastest, the cheapest. What is that network? It's going to be Kaspa. So with smart contract, it's going to allow Kaspa to be able to create this infrastructure beyond the Kaspa block tag, beyond what beyond like these meme coin markets and whatever. It's going to be able to integrate Kaspa as the rails, as the underlying infrastructure. That's the end game. Kaspa is greater than them all, unrivaled. That's a fact. So what else do we have here? Yes, this has been circling around with Coinbase director bullish on Kaspa, even mentioning, including meme coins. Is it confirmed? It's hard to say. If it really was the director, maybe he made his personal posts and now he deleted it. Maybe he deleted his account. Maybe it was someone posing to be the director. Apparently, they had a lot of connections on LinkedIn, but 500 plus connections. You just don't know with this type of thing. It's probably unlikely it's the director of Coinbase, but yeah, who knows? Bullish, regardless. Someone is bullish on Kaspa and its meme coins, so hey, and it's got some visibility. So hey, free marketing, gotta love it, whether it's him or not. Yep. Does Kaspa know director is endorsing? Oh yeah, this is also really crazy. Dang man, this guy's actually filthy rich. Like, how does he have so much money? So this mining farm is just beautiful. I mean, again, look at this exposure. So a lot of miners are going to be turning their eyes on Kaspa and seeing that it's an incredible investment opportunity as a miner, and especially with the price going up, it's going to really, even right now, like it's actually pretty profitable to mine Kaspa using the latest miner. Even like the miner models before are still profitable. Now imagine if you have free electricity, you're using solar, or if you have low electricity costs in a certain country, or even if you cloud mine and you take advantage of those low electricity costs by using, by cloud mining. So that's all great and all. But now this guy, he also just bought a ridiculous amount of Kaspa. Where is it? $500,000 of Kaspa he bought. Now that's the crazy thing too. I was looking on MEXC just earlier, and I saw that $500,000 takes Kaspa. Where does it take? It takes it up to like 12 cents, something like that. So another $500,000 purchase, boom, right back up to 12 cents. So it's really just a matter of time. You have people like this, more people going to come on board, and it's just an inevitable where it's headed long term. Supply shock as well, not just for Ethereum, but of course for Kaspa. You see Kaspa constantly being withdrawn from exchanges, especially with decentralized exchanges going to come on board, come online as soon as 2 weeks. We're going to see when the mainnet launches. I was talking with Kaspador. He didn't give an exact time. He wasn't, he was trying to be careful because, of course, they need time for testing. And if something comes up, they want to really, not rush things. But I mean, I think it could be as early as 2 weeks, could perhaps more realistically be in the next month, the release of the first smart contract protocol on Kaspa layer 2 zero knowledge based rollup. This is incredible. So again, if you hold meme coins, you hold the KRC20, it's definitely seems like the move would be to migrate. Now you're going to have to see, because once other smart contract protocols like Eager Labs comes online, there's going to be a period where Kaspa is going to is going to release their op codes, their ZK op codes. And now once that gets released, it's going to allow atomic composability between layers, between multiple various layers, layer 2s on Kaspa. So KRC20 is a layer 2 on Kaspa. Kasplex layer 2, Kasplex ZK EVM is a layer 2 on Kaspa. Eager Labs is a layer 2 on Kaspa. So now you're going to be able to use all of these layer 2s simultaneously without any issue, seamlessly. They'll be seamlessly integrated on Kaspa. That's the end goal, and that's what's going to happen. So short term, yeah, there's going to be bridges. There's going to be probably some liquidity here, liquidity there, a little bit broken in liquidity and all that. But down the line, it's going to be seamless integration. So that's the big picture, and that's what we're investing in. That's what we're investing for. So this is the early days, and you have to understand that you get in early, You sit on your hands and you just wait it out because the technology is there. Developers are top of the game, top of the industry, and they're constantly building. Like even gosh, look at this. Peer-to-peer encrypted image in file transfer. Messages, images, files, all being sent and transferred on the through the Kaspa block DAG. So this is honestly awesome. So I'll totally definitely be using this. Sorry, iMessage, but you just got replaced. So definitely really interesting. And finally, Kaspa is going to be put back in use in the next probably the next week by June 7th. We'll see. There's a whole. I mean, these are some excellent, some really awesome people. Orangutan Elder. I mean, he's just an epic. He has such incredible writing on X. Luke, an incredible ambassador, head ambassador, or just a representative of Kaspa community. He's just a great guy. Coin athlete as well. Really deep posts he makes. I think he runs the Kaspa_blockdag account. Fish Tuna, again, an OG of Kaspa and Bitcoin alike. And who's this? This is someone I don't know who this is, but must be a legend, a fellow legend. So these people are working together to run this account. They're going to have their own way to do it. So don't be worried about it. All this drama about how Kaspa is run, the leadership, trying to keep it decentralized. That's just your buying opportunity. People selling because they're afraid or annoyed by the fact that this is happening. Well, this is your buying opportunity. Let's take a look. So, it was at 9 cents at the start of the video. Now it's at nearing 9.1 cents. This is the excellent buying opportunity. So again, what I was doing, I'll probably make a video on it, but so I bought heavy at 9 cents, okay? And when it dropped down to 8 cents shortly after, I saw that as a massive sell, a massive crash, okay? So once it sees a massive crash like that, a FOMO sale, flash discount, that's a buying opportunity. So the indicators were showing that it was way oversold, all of that. And what I did was I went to Kraken Pro, and I used my Kaspa principal investment, a spot, as collateral for a ×1 leverage. So what does that do? It essentially allows you to double down with extremely minimal risk. So, I mean, you're basically, yeah, that's a very interesting way to do it. I've already sold that, and it's so it just takes advantage of the point from 8 cents to 9 cents. Boom, I took advantage of the discount and riding it from here. So very interesting strategy to use, and way to use Kaspa again as a way to further your investment if there is a flash discount without having to sell for it. So I can make a video on it, but it's an interesting strategy to use. I definitely do love this opportunity right here. I explained it in my past video. Still valid, still holding strong, and we're gonna have to see in the coming months, especially the next 3 months, is going to be incredible in my opinion for the macro time frame, especially with this altcoin season. So that's my price prediction, macro perspective on Kaspa and where it's headed, and for the entire crypto market, especially with the dollar, the yuan, the U.S. and Chinese governments, honestly, at their ends with their monetary policies, fiat currencies. This is the downfall. They've reached their peak. There's no going back, and so crypto is going to reach that global dominance of the total. So here's an interesting post. Willy Woo saying something real interesting. You can't keep Bitcoin in Kaspa in terms of dollars because the value of the dollars is constantly degrading. So you have to look at it in terms of the world GDP. Now that's an interesting way to value crypto. World GDP. And another one is, of course, gold. Gold and the world GDP are both really interesting metrics. So that's a way to properly value a long-term target for Bitcoin and for Kaspa. Again, this is a video in and of itself, but yeah, I'll leave you on that note. Peace.